It's Ruby again, and this is my lovely friend Erin. Hello. Alright, so we are going to do a video that I had promised a couple of people about what the F is an au pair, and what do you do? Is that like a nanny? What is that? So first, why did you want to be an au pair?
Basically I was, I wasn't rebelling, but I was just pretty much done with society's you need to finish high school and then you need to go to college and then you need to work and you need to give your life to this pointless,
run around, whatever.
It just didn't work for me, and I really wanted to travel, and my best friend at home also wanted to travel and found out about the whole au pair thing and told me about it. And I pretty much just jumped on the bandwagon. Like, instantly I was like, this is what I want to do. I love kids. I taught kids gymnastics. And it kind of just seemed like the perfect opportunity for me.
Yeah. And that's such a great way to travel. I think the reason that I really got into it is I'd heard about it from a friend who had done it. She went to France, but she left after 2 months because she just was so homesick, which does happen a lot. You have to be a very specific type of personality to handle being away.
But at the same time, my whole life I was always homesick. Even up until I was like 16, I would get homesick places, and it has literally not been a problem for me.
Yeah, and I know that I had, at the time when I signed up, I had just gone through a really bad breakup, and I just wanted to like get out and start over and really just like do something different. And I have always wanted to go to Germany because my family is German, or part of it is, and I'd heard German a lot growing up, and I wanted to see it and experience it, and I had learned a little bit more in school, and I just had been so drawn to Germany for such a long time. And it's so expensive to go for any sort of vacation overseas. Yeah. It's like crazy expensive, but if you do it this way, it's free room and board. Most of it is free food. Like, most of the time they have some sort of transportation for you to use. Yeah. It's really, really cheap. You get to stay here for a longer period of time, so you can really take your time and enjoy things and see things and meet people and learn a language, which is great.
You get to know all these little traditions that you otherwise wouldn't hear about, and little different ways that they think, or little sayings they say, and it's just the inside scoop.
We had both used Au Pair World to find our host families. And do you want to talk about how you kind of came into like finding your specific family?
I was in contact with a bunch of people, and I wasn't even sure if I wanted to come to Germany. That wasn't even my first choice, but it basically boiled down to 3 or 4 different families, a couple in Spain and Italy, and then 2 in Germany. I just felt like I was very drawn to my family. I felt like we had a really good connection when we talked. It was really, even then it felt really natural. And I knew that, like, I didn't want a ton of kids. I was thinking 2 kids, maybe 3 kids, but I was really looking for like 2 kids. And both of my host parents, it said that they were teachers, and that would mean that I would get all the holidays off and everything, that all the days they got off, I get off too. And so it just seemed like a really perfect opportunity. And but the main thing for me was just the connection that I felt to that family, and I felt like this was really right, and then it ended up being really right.
I think with my family, I was writing 2 families that I really felt would work, and one of them was in a bigger city, which would have sometimes, if I think about it, been more fun, but it came to the point where the family here was like, well, let's write up a contract, like, let's do this, and they were really motivated, and I just kind of fell into it. And
leading up to it, it doesn't really hit you, and really the month before I was going to leave, I'd go through phases of being really excited and then super anxious and then really excited and then like thinking, oh, this is just stupid, like, why am I doing this? But, and especially the last week, it was really stressful. It's really stressful trying to figure everything out, but you do, and you get off, and you get to your family, and you're good to go.
Leaving the airport, I can now think about it like it was funny, but leaving the airport, I was in hysterics, leaving everyone and being away from my guy, and all these German people in the terminal were looking at me like, what?
What is this lady?
I think halfway through the flight, and by the way, the flight to Germany from Seattle is like 10.5 hours, so it gave me some time to calm down, which was good. I slept it off, and I got picked up at the airport, and everything was so new and big and exciting and different in the language, and it hit me that all the German I thought I knew, I did not know.
It's really exhausting. Like, you don't realize how exhausting it is to just sit there and listen to a different language that you don't know. Like, I didn't know any German before I came here. And just sitting there in your brain trying to process everything, and it just can't. It really, like, wears you out, and just jet lag and everything.
The first month, I think, was really just me pushing to get into the routine and really like pushing to learn the language, because sometimes you just have to. You know, you can't just drop the kindergartners off and be like, all right, later. You know, you have to talk to the teachers, and if they have something for the parents or something happens with the kids, you have to be able to speak that language. And the children, especially if they're a little bit older, like, it was a really big problem with me at first with the older boy, because he doesn't speak English, and he was like, why is she so stupid? Like, she can't talk. Like, what is this about? Who's this lady? And
I have two boys as host kids, and they're now they're 1.5 and 5, and the baby was the one who took more time to warm up to me. It took a couple weeks for him to really trust me, I think. He was 4 at the time, the 5-year-old now. He was just super excited. Like, it was good with us. Like, we'd been in contact. I've been in contact with the family for 7 months before I came. And so I think we got to kind of know each other, and I think I was just lucky with how excited my host kid was, because it wasn't too much of a problem with him. There were authority issues like a few weeks or a month into it, just kind of pushing his boundaries, but that's just phases that all kids go through. So,
but with younger kids, they go through phases where I can't just be like, go away, I don't like you. I have to really work.
Yeah.
And I think something else that you don't think about until after you're living here is you are technically living with your employer.
Yeah.
It's not really like a strict employee-employer relationship, because you're living together, you're watching their kids, like, you're almost like a family member, but there's just this weird
It's like almost
boundary.
a little wishy-washy.
Yeah, because like one moment, if things are good in the family and everyone's fine and the kids are fine, like, it's like, you're family, you're like the big sister, that everything's cool, like, what do you want to do? Do you want a beer? But then, like, if the kids are upset or having a bad day, or if the parents are stressed out from work or something, or if you're maybe having a weird day, then it's like, no, you're the employee. And
it's
so,
weird.
or I don't know.
It's just like sometimes my host mom is just like exhausted and, you know, a little stressed and stuff, and so then I don't really know how to act. I'm like, yeah, hey, like,
just really awkward.
gonna go in my room.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of a weird line.
Yeah.
The hours aren't, you know, like, super strict. There's not. They say, you know, you work about 30 hours a week, and it's not like totally kept track of. It's and, you know, sometimes you work more, sometimes you work less, like.
But no matter what, you get paid the same unless you negotiate something else. In EU countries, make €260 per month. Just flat.
Yeah.
That's what you get. But at the same time, you get free room and board and mostly free food and nights and weekends. So
it's enough. You plan it out, and you can go places. Like, I'll go places on the weekend, or when we have our school holidays, I'll go I went to Oktoberfest, and that was pretty crazy. And like, yeah, Bremen, we've gone a few times.
We've gone to Bremen. We go to Hanover is our go-to place to hang out.
That's yeah, pretty close.
I've been to Hamburg. Where else?
Munster.
Munster. I went to Munster to the Weihnachtsmarkt. I will be going to Dusseldorf soon to pick up my mom when she flies in. And then in April, when my man comes, we're taking a giant backpacking tour across Europe, so that's big. You've been to Amsterdam?
Yeah, twice.
That's really cool. We want to go together next time. Coming up on your 6-month mark, you start to feel really settled, really comfortable.
Yeah, like this is my home. You know,
like I live here. I know where to go if I want to get something or do something, and like you have a routine, you have events you go to, you sign up for classes, or like you are in a dance group, which is really cool.
And I go out with them and go to the Weihnachtsmarkt, and yeah,
they got us pretty drunk one night.
They're crazy. Germans are crazy, but it's awesome.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah,
they drink a lot.
I was in a wedding because of this dance group, so
and
that's
you met a really
crazy.
Cool person there. Yeah. And
a very special person.
Yeah, and so I mean, I think AuPairing is a really great experience. It's really something to look into if you want to travel and if you want to stay somewhere for a period of time. You can do it all over the world. There's always people looking for au pairs. Go on Au Pair World, make a resume, upload pictures. You can say what you like, what you don't like, what you want to do, what you don't want to do. It's really flexible.
You can even just go on there and not make a profile yet and just browse through families to get an idea. And I would say, if I had any advice, I would say be picky. Like, you're going to be living with this family for a year, maybe 2 years, 6 months, whatever you choose. But you are really going to be living in this family, and it's okay to be picky about what you want. Like, if you want to be in a city, if you want to be in a smaller village, that's really charming, by the way. Like, the amount of kids, like, really think about it.
Smoking family, non-smoking family. Sometimes they have dogs. I know that my family is looking for a new au pair already, and they found someone who's great, except for the fact she's terrified of dogs. So you really have to think about small things like that. If you're a vegetarian, if it's important to you to be in a vegetarian family, small things. Think about it all, look around, but it's a really great experience. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience because you have to be within a certain age range. I think the perfect time to do it is in that gap between high school and college, or even if you want to just take a break during college.
My friend is doing it between, she just got her bachelor's, and she's going to grad school after she gets done with her au pair stay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's really, really a great experience. It's tough, it's hard, it's exhausting, it's nerve-wracking, it's scary, but it's great. Totally it's worth it. Yeah. Alright, so if you have any more questions, we'll be happy to make another video another time, and I will upload a follow-up video to this with other pictures and travel videos that we've been taking. Alright, but thanks guys for watching. Bye!